Alrighty, it's June 30th. Walked out to the barn this morning and saw something that's going to kick off a very rewarding but busy time of year. And I'll show that to you guys right now. We got a freshie on the ground. What's up, buddy? Huh? Hi, Mama. Look at what you made. They've been in the barn now for about a week in anticipation of calving. Normally we calve in March and February, however we had some issues with a bull and a lot of them didn't get bred. We got 2 out of that bull on time, had to get another bull, and now they're going to be calving in July, which is no big deal. We'll get it figured out. But with that, they normally be out on pasture due to coyote pressure, just not being able to find them and make sure they're okay. I'm electing to keep them in the barn for the next month and just feed them baleage. So they'll probably start coming off like flies, and we will keep you posted through that. So in the last video I mentioned we sent our first three steers rather, for processing this summer. And I have 1 quarter left that the customer hasn't come and picked up, so hopefully he doesn't mind, but I wanted to just show you guys what a quarter beef looks like and then the packaging on our product and what that looks like. So that's a quarter, basically 3 pretty big boxes of meat. These two are full of roast steaks and cuts. And then this one is ground beef, and then this one is ground beef patties. And I've got an example sitting on the bench over here. So these are some examples of our product. We do use a USDA inspected butcher. It does add some cost, however it opens our options up. And they just do a phenomenal job. As you can see, our logo's on it. The packaging's very nice. And this steer hung at about 950 pounds, and boy, the marbling in it is awesome. Very happy about that. We have a T-bone here, the bottom round roast, and even the marbling on that's pretty awesome. A couple other steaks, and then you have your 1 pound pack, and then you have 1 pound of patties in 1/4 pound apiece. So this is the old milk house. The tank in the last video was situated right here. There were sinks and some plumbing over on this wall. And we're in the process of revamping it to be our beef sales room eventually. Because we use a USDA inspected butcher, it's not your typical quarter where you have to pay me and the butcher in separate checks, buying the animal whole and then yada yada yada. I'm able to handle all transactions. With that, I'm able to go pick up and personally deliver to you if your close local terms work out. The other thing is, now that we have this freezer, I traded 3/4 of a steer roughly for it. Butcher. We have a steer that we're going to save till the end of the summer. We're going to pack them up in little butcher boxes, and then we're going to sell them retail for people that I've got a backlist of people that want quarters, but kind of make them happy, ease them into the process, and see if they want to take the next step into getting a quarter, half, or whole. Well, all 2 loads of corn out today to be sold. Figured I'll have the auger out. We'll go ahead and pull some out for feed. We're lower than I thought. Won't be long, we got about 2 semi-loads left. So this is a little about 1,000 bushel bin that came with the farm. My grandfather put it up, and I put a new floor in it, and then we have the feed grinder coming back under that. Well, we use that auger over there, and it works pretty good. I mixed a little bit of beans in with the ration, not many, but works well for what we're doing. This will last us in well after harvest then. We fill it maybe twice. Got the sweep fired up here now. Definitely don't want to get in it until it's over past that way, which won't be now. We'll have this little wagon filled up in no time. But there'll be about 2 loads left to sell after we get done filling our little feed bin here. Didn't fill it full. We could fit another load in, but that's gonna hold us till harvest, and we'll fill it completely full because we like to hold as much grain as we can when harvest comes. I was filling up the feed bin, and then our custom feed grinder came probably 2 days later, so I want to just give a quick video of what that looks like. We do not have our own grinder mixer. Expensive purchase, one more thing to take care of, and as long as this guy's around, we're going to keep having it custom grind. He does it pretty reasonably, about $75 for 1.5 tons. And anyone local watching this that feeds cows will recognize Mr. Legendary Long there. So the truck blows it up into that feed storage bin there, and as you'll see, it comes out. We have it rigged to an auger that it comes out into this feed hopper, and then we feed with 5-gallon buckets. The only thing other than corn and soybeans that we add to it is the mineral, as well as about 100 pounds of molasses per batch, which is vital for the cow's health, both of them. So that's what it looks like, ground up nice and coarse, and that's what gets them fat and fed. It is the 15th of July, and we are starting second cutting of our orchard grass here. It was mowed yesterday morning, and it's already dry as a bone without being tedded, so there's some green spots in it, but that's how it goes. It's been either heat waves or rain. That's been the cycle, so we're in a heat wave now. If that trend continues through the summer, crop-wise, I can't complain too much, but I'm glad I'm in an air-conditioned cab today. Yeah, this little 1.25 acre or so patch made 3, and we'll call that 3 3/4 bales. Not too bad. We do spritz some nitrogen on. I think it's a pretty quick return on investment. Maybe not the biggest as, say, putting it on corn, but we had to buy hay this past winter, and that got expensive quick. So if we can, I'd prefer to make our own, and we got the baler to depreciate and the wrapper and everything else, but in the long run, it's easier to make some hay. Well, getting started on our 7-acre field here. Dad started raking. This might not be 7 acres, but it's close. This is 4.5, and this is about 2, just leading in around the cornfield here. So we'll see what this makes. Most of our hay fields are ones like this that are just surrounded with woods. Just get annihilated by deer and wildlife. With the herd growing, I guess it would make more sense to put more into hay, but what I'm trying to do is use the farm to its maximum advantage. So that's kind of what all the videos of the rilage and the triticale we baled in the spring here were. We'd like to rely more heavily on that and double crop more so than kind of work ourselves into just one avenue. So the grand total of this first 10 acres of second cutting was 18 bales. Not great, not terrible, but it's just been kind of a dry / weird year, stressed a little bit. We do have more second cutting to make, including a small patch of clover, some ditch hay I'll call it, Not by definition. I know on other videos I watched, ditch hay is kind of along the roadways and the ditches, but it is kind of in our rougher fields or in waterways that we have cut in. We do make that, as well as about 10 acres that my neighbor gave me. So we'll make second cutting and then hopefully a third off of that. Now, as I'm making this video, it is July 28th. We have 350 total feedable bales on the monitor. Now, mind you, the cows have been penned in for the last month for calving, so we've gone through 55 to 60 bales, so we're below 300. So I'm hoping to get that number back up to 350 and stop feeding bales when I turn them out on pasture, and that'll be in videos to come, as well as some updates on our manure storage and what we're doing. And we have a pile more caddies than what you saw in the beginning of this video, so I'm excited to show you guys that and excited to continue with the process. As always, I really appreciate everyone and anyone that watches, and we'll see you on the next one.